Greetings, you're listening to the May 2023 edition of All Goth Considered with Obscura Undead. I'm your host, Azzy, and in this segment we explore 3 recent singles and releases and hear what the artists have to say about their art. So refill your wine glasses or teacups, and let's dive into these dark waters together. First up, Aux Animaux is the solo project of Stockholm, Sweden-based self-described haunt wave artist, I love it, Goth Considered. Channeling 80s and 90s pared back, slow burn synth vibes that puts me in mind of Kraftwerk meets Switchblade Symphony on the edge of a finely honed electronic blade. Aux Animaux' latest single, Lost Souls, following the December 2022 release of their latest EP, Hauntology, on Phonophobic Records, is a beautifully composed piece that juxtaposes Godze's deceptively calm, reserved vocals against powerful animal rights lyrics and unsettling, really scream reminiscent synth samples. But enough from me, let's hear from Godze.
Hi y'all, this is Aux Animaux from Stockholm, Sweden. I do dark wave, cold wave, haunt wave-ish kind of music, and I just released a new single called Lost Souls. So Ezzy asked me to make a little introduction about what I do in the song, and I thought it could be cool to talk a little bit about how I made this song, to break down a little bit the process. So the song started with me recording the arpeggiator bass synths that you hear throughout the song. But initially I actually had recorded it with my old Korg synth, Micro Korg, that I just recorded this beat and then I actually sold that synth. And while I was starting to make my new album, I found this little synth beat that I had recorded like 2 years ago before I sold my synth. And I started building the song from that. I did the drums and the pads and the theremin, and I played a song to my husband, who is the drummer of Then Comes Silence. So being a drummer, his first reaction was, something's wrong with the synth, it doesn't go with the beat. And those of you who work with synthesizers probably know arpeggiators can be a bit tricky to work with. If you miss a beat, everything gets sort of pushed forward in the wrong place. And since I had sold the synth, I didn't have the chance to re-record it. Tried a few different tricks and nothing worked, and it was very frustrating, and I couldn't really hear what Jonas heard because I'd been working with the song for too long, I couldn't hear what was wrong anymore. So at the end of the day I tried some different synthesizers. I tried with Novation Base Station and my little Roland boutique synth. Nothing worked, so at the end of the day I happened to re-record that section with Logic's own soft synths. That was how the song came to be. I was this close to giving up on the song actually, but then all of a sudden everything fell into the right place. That's the story with the production part. And then there is the part with the lyrics. So I've been a vegan for over 10 years now, and I was vegetarian before that, and the reason I'm vegan for me is for the animals. I just think it's horrible how they have to live. They are born and raised to be tortured and murdered, and the little they live, they have to live in horrible conditions. And I wanted to make a song to make their voices heard. I had made a song before on my first EP. It's called The War. That was also about the same cause. Animal liberation, try to give them a voice. That was a while ago, and I thought it was time for me to make a new song, bring attention to the conditions the animals have to live in. The song is written from the perspective of the animal living in captivity, in a cage, in a dark place, full of rage. I made the video for the song myself. I actually borrowed footage from animal liberation organization here in Sweden called Djurrättsalliansen. They were kind enough to let me use their footage, and I really hope people will watch it because I think it's very important and we shouldn't close our eyes, because this is happening, this is every day, this is reality for these animals who have to live in these conditions. I hope one day everyone will be vegan, and I hope one day this kind of torture will stop. So if any of this sounds interesting at all, please check my music my social media, follow me so you know when I release something new and if I'm coming your way on tour. Thank you for listening, and thank you, Azzy and Obscura team, for having me. See you around.
From the inner coast of the Scandinavian peninsula to the outer, we're now visiting Trondheim, Norway, where solo artist and producer Carl Morten Dahl makes music under the moniker Antipole. You may know Antipole from their collaborations with UK Bay Peace Burns of Kill Shelter or Paris Alexander, or from numerous remixes that he's done from bands like She Passed Away to Nuremberg. And if you don't, I'm assuring you, you're in for a treat bag filled with post-punk wave, or goth wave as I've called it, goodies notable for driving guitars and catchy wave hooks. Antipole's latest single, Midnight Shadows, sees Carl collaborating with Paris Alexander again, and I could go on for way too long talking about how much I love Antipole, or, better yet, I can hand the spotlight over to Carl to tell you more about Midnight Shadows.
So hello, ACN Cemetery Confessions. My name is Carl. My work with Paris Alexander is obviously different from my work with Kill Shelter. It sounds different and it should be. So I've been working with Paris Alexander for 6 years now, And this time we agreed to aim for a 50-50 equal creative input, and not like working on Antipole demos or sketches or ideas, but writing the songs with equal input. At least that's a goal, and that hopefully that could spawn interesting ideas. Yeah. So and not being in the same room or even in the same country, we had to add layer by layer. So and then sending back and forth between us. So with this song, the Midnight Shadow song, the inspiration was some of it at least, the sound of the dark sound of the dark wave act thrust from Canada. So I wanted to combine the nasty sounding synthesizers with the dreamy guitars fitted for the dance floor. So that was the idea. And that said, it was Paris Alexander that, based on those ideas, started recording the beats and the grim synths and a groovy bass line. So that worked really well and sounded amazing to me. And it was easy to build on that, creating the guitar melodies that worked on with his ideas. And the guitar melodies, they came pretty instinctively and naturally. So I sent that back to Paris Alexander, and he recorded the vocals in the end. We did some minor changes after that, but the song came to life in just a few days, so that was really rewarding and interesting. So I've been very fond of Trust for a while, and his work really inspires me. So, and other inspirations for the upcoming album have been the Norwegian Bel Canto and the French Asylum Party, and of course others. And then, of course, Paris Alexander has also got his inspirations, which is melted into the pot. So the whole album, working on it, has been a rewarding process, and I feel it's 50-50 equal input from me and Paris Alexander. So that was, I think it was really cool working on the album. Thank you.
Traveling back across the Atlantic to New York, we're catching up with the goth eclecticist Scott Harris, who writes music under the name Hororhaus and runs a New York goth event called Horrorteria. Hororhaus has combined everything from death rock to harsh electro in a diverse array of serious creative expression, and recently released the single Gravitate in collaboration with Indiana-based solo synth artist Square Hollow. You may know Square Hollow as DJ Gomez from the genre-fluid promotion group Indie Gothic Society, in addition to his heady synth-based music. So, two rather eclectic DJs and musicians walk into a bar, and the punchline is a really compelling blend of their styles. Scott tells us more about the process.
Hey everyone, this is Scott Harris from Hororhaus, talking a bit about the process and inspiration behind the collaboration track with Gomez from Square Hollow called Gravitate. About 6 months ago, I was talking online with Nat from Dead Souls Gothic Lounge, and she suggested that I try a collaboration with her mate, DJ Gomez. And Gomez is a very talented programmer and songwriter. I've been a fan of his for quite some time. So Gomez sent me the backing track, and I immediately thought it was great and catchy. Dark, but kind of had a synth pop thing about it. So my role was to write a vocal melody, the lyrics, and perform the vocals. And something about the track brought to mind the early 80s, and I kind of thought that a dance floor story about a mutual attraction while on the dance floor in a club setting would be a cool angle to try. The lyrics are sort of a dark homage to Madonna's Into the Groove, but I feel that the lyrics could fit any club-like setting beyond that, and the lyrics dig deeper into the masks so many people wear and are afraid to shed in fear of truly being seen for who and what we are. And the lyrics are a metaphor and speak deeper to shed the fear of loss and love and just go for it. After I recorded the vocals and Gomez did some further editing, we decided I would mix and master the track. So this is my first writing collaboration as Hororhaus with anyone, and I think the track came out really good and really cool. I really enjoy listening to it back. And a further tidbit, I was going to make some further tweaks to the final mix, and my computer completely crashed and lost the mix I was working on, sadly. But it was a sign that we just needed to put it out as is. And there we have it.
Thank you for listening. For more, please follow me on most major social media platforms under the handle Obscura Undead. Especially check out my YouTube. Post mixes there, it's pretty awesome. Alright, take care of yourselves. Love you. Bye-bye.